And with that, we begin a playthrough of one of my favorite video games of all time. I have nearly 200 hours in this game. That is how much I love it. Though, as you'll see, I have a few idiosyncrasies, a few preferences about this game. I have what I, in my mind, believe to be the true canon route, which is what I think I'll do for this playthrough. Because if you're only ever going to watch this once, if you're never going to play the game for yourself, I feel like that's the most important thing to show you, is what I think was the primary quest line when the game was being developed. This is Dragon Age Origins, the Ultimate Edition, available on Steam. It is modded. Most of those mods are quality of life, fixing bugs, and updating textures, though there are a couple that do change gameplay a little bit. Like, I have the ability to bash locks. That was actually in the game code, just not actually implemented. So that was a feature that was scrapped. Must have been somewhat toward the end of development. I don't have any new quest lines added. Anything that you might not recognize is probably from a DLC, because I do have all the DLC with this. I do have the ability to take our dog with us and not take up a character slot. Spoilers, there's a dog. I also do have a mod that would allow me to respec if I do really mess up. Other than that, it's things like putting more icons on the menus, better textures. Then I think I've got one that shows me who you're supposed to gift certain items to, just so I don't fumble around with that in case it's not super obvious. But yeah, nothing that affects plot, nothing that affects combat gameplay. I'll put a link down below. I followed a video when I was modding this, and I did basically everything except for the character model replacements and the last section at the end with quest stuff. But the majority of those mods are in play. It's an old game, so modding isn't very easy. If you're looking to do this yourself, I would say definitely follow a video like that, especially if you're fairly new to modding. But let's get started on our game. Starting with Origins. We'll get to Awakenings. It'll happen. I'm going to play through it all. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. The Canticle of Threnodies, chapter 8, verse 13.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. It may even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Okay. Man, that opening cutscene gets me a little choked up. Alright, I'm gonna do a female character. I'm going to do a human. I think I'll run a rogue. A mage would also be interesting. But I think I want the normal human background, and you'll see why that changes as we play the game, as you get a sense of the world and the lore. So a human noble is born to wealth and power, second only to royalty. You find your training in both diplomacy and battle put to the test, as your brother leads the bulk of your family's forces to war in the south.
Greetings.
Let's pick what we want to look like here. I think we'll start with this. Yeah, I think that'll be it. The default name is Alyssa. It's fine with me. Oh, and then ability points. This is the, starting default spread. We are a rogue. We want our dexterity to be high. Cunning is also very important for rogues. And honestly, constitution is important for everybody. Everybody needs health. So I'm gonna put a couple there, I think. I'm gonna knock those up. Strength also affects damage dealt, even for rogues. Let's leave it there then. We'll have 12, 16, 12, 11, 16, 12. I like coercion. That's your, speechcraft kind of thing, your persuasion, if you will. I don't usually do anything with stealing. I don't usually do traps either. Survival's usually important for somebody to have, as well as herbalism. Just because then you can make your own healing potions, and you can find those herbs easier. I don't usually do much with poison either, to be honest. We'll see if we go much into combat tactics. Sometimes I let the AI do its thing, and sometimes I decide I'm just going to take over, in which case having the extra slots isn't as important. This character, I think we'll put our point in coercion. And then the rogue specific skills. We will definitely be wanting to be able to pick locks. So that's deft hands. Picking locks and disarming traps. We've already got dirty fighting, which is kind of a stun in a way. Basically, you do pocket sand, essentially, is what dirty fighting is. I think I'm going to go dual weapon rather than archery. I did not install any mods that would change how archery works, and archery is not super great. It doesn't deal as much damage as the other types of weapon training do, and it's significantly less if I remember right. So we're gonna start putting into this top row of dual weapon. Gives you less penalties to having that second weapon. Not unlike D&D. Once you pick up the second weapon, you kind of get worse at everything, but then you take abilities, feats, talents, etc. To mitigate that. And we are going to play on easy. I have no pride when it comes to that. I'm really just in it for the story. Here we go.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. Though we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How? You remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
This man is a creeper. Of course he is. He's played by Tim Curry. He can't possibly be anything but creepy. But I am a noble. I will be polite. We'll say, and you, Arlhouse.
My son Thomas asked after you. Perhaps I should bring him with me next time.
Thomas is a few years younger than I am.
As you get older, those years make less difference. A lesson often hard won.
I doubt she'll be receptive, Hal. My fierce girl has her own mind these days. Make her bless her heart.
Quite talented, I'm sure. One to watch.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
Are you certain? What's involved with such a task?
Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
They defeated the Darkspawn long ago.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Where is Fergus?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Get myself reacquainted with our controls here. Do we have a map? We do have a map. We're currently in the main hall. There's the kitchen and the pantry. Library, study. Okay, and then Fergus is way over there. So, we will start by going in pretty much the opposite direction. See if there's anything interesting to interact with around here. That is locked. Oh, but I can unlock it. Benefits of being a rogue. Okay, got some herbs.
Huh.
Another chest there.
All right.
Quartz. It has been several years since I've played, so I may not remember everything right now.
And I'm off.
I'm sure it will mostly come back to me.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I would appreciate that, Mother Mallow.
Please, child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need.
Make her watch over us.
Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be.
Maker, forgive us all.
There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Thank you, Malol.
It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
We will read those Codex entries eventually. I'm thinking at the end of each video, I might pick a few to read out. And if they start to really pile up, maybe I'll make some videos exclusively to that. Okay, generic guard. Okay, that's the room I started in.
Huh.
Oh.
And I'm off.
Weapon stand.
All right.
I do usually like to do a very thorough playthrough. So that's what I'm aiming for now, which is why I'm not going straight to my brother. I want to fully explore everything. If that isn't interesting to you, this might not be the series for you. But if you're a completionist like me, hopefully I will do us justice.
Good evening, milady.
We will be up very late tonight giving the Arl's men proper quarters.
Someone's screaming bloody murder.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Why are you looking for me?
I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again. And
That
is
would be the
threatening
screaming.
to leave.
Did the dog get in the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
He knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
To the kitchen, then.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves. I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
He's not a mongrel. He's a pureblood Mabari.
A blight wolf is what he is. How am I supposed to work like this?
Oh dear. Mistress, calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the Turner. I'll go and cook at some nice estate in the Banorn.
Nan, please. Or get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
The tail. Let's go. Are you trying to tell me something?
He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait. Did you hear that?
Is this rats? Of course it's rats. What's an RPG without some rats? Alright. Let's get everybody attacking a rat. You go over there. Dog. Go over there. See how this goes.
And I'm off.
Okay, going down easily. Very good.
Look at that one.
All right. Oh look! It wants to fight!
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell.
It is,
Your hound
isn't
must
it?
have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Those were very large rats.
I've seen larger. They come up from the Kakari wilds sometimes. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Jarl's men.
Well, goodbye then. May as well loot the larder.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, he was defending your larder from rats. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will.
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yes, the rats are dead. But my faithful warhound made sure it's safe.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
There we go. Got some treats for the pupper.
All right. Going. Huh.
I remember that elf fruit is for healing potions. Can't remember what deep mushroom is for, or quartz. We'll find out eventually.
Good evening, milady.
Oh, this must be our Great Hall.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yes, Mother. Nan is back to work as we speak.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course, it's good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear girl. Didn't I spend half the salon trying to convince you to marry my son?
And made a very poor case for it, I might add.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's not married yet either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever.
Flatterer.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
You would think that it would make it easier to make a match for her, not more difficult.
Perhaps your daughter simply has a mind of her own, your ladyship. You should be proud.
Proud doesn't get me any more grandchildren.
I can handle my own affairs, thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your ladyship.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Father wouldn't allow it.
Nor I. And I do realize you didn't answer my question. There's enough here at the castle to occupy you. I don't need you off chasing danger like your brother.
Do you know where Fergus might be?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
Why can't I go with Father and Fergus?
I know it's difficult to stay in the castle and watch others ride off. But we must see to our duties first. You understand that, don't you?
What if they fall without me?
It's in the Maker's hands now, and we must cope as best we can.
Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate, and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
I don't think you should go.
Don't worry, my dear. It won't be long.
I have a bad feeling about all this.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours.
I should go.
I love you, my darling girl. You know that, don't you?
I love you too.
Go do what you must then. I will see you soon.
Going.
Let's check the map. Oh, I haven't been to the library, the study, or the guard post. Let's turn back and do that before I go too far.
Oh, my lady, we were just,
Playing cards?
Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Cairn stationed us here.
Don't worry about it, men. I won't say anything.
We appreciate that, my lady. Thank you.
Hey, you can guard and play a hand of poker at the same time, I'm sure. Oh, key required for that one.
Good evening, milady.
And I'm off.
Oh, that guy, Dyron.
Hello again. Your castle study is wonderful. Might I ask whose collection this is?
It was my grandfather's, but I come here often to read.
So would I. Do you have a favorite book?
The Dragons of Tevinter, by Brother Timaeus. There we go, Brother Timaeus.
Good choice. Timaeus' theory on the nature of dragons and how they connect to Darkspawn is quite intriguing.
So you're going to be riding with my father tomorrow?
Yes, though I don't know when. I will leave when your father does. I'll ride as his second. A glorified squire, more or less. I'll care for his horse and armor and such. It's quite an honor.
Will you actually fight?
I hope so. I admit to trepidation about facing Darkspawn, but I can't imagine an opponent more worthy of defeat.
Do you know anything about the Grey Wardens?
No more than anyone else. Is it true there is one here in the castle? Have you met him?
It's true. I've met him.
I'd join the Grey Wardens in a heartbeat. Can you imagine destroying the Darkspawn forever? Becoming a hero? But I'd never gain a Grey Warden's notice. I'll have to be happy under your father's command.
I'd like to get to know you a little better.
I'd like that. What did you have in mind?
Tell me about yourself.
There's not much to tell. I am the eldest son of a minor lord. I can't imagine I'm anyone very interesting to you.
Perhaps we could talk after your return from the south.
I would be glad of the chance to get to know you better. Until then.
That is a wonderful dog. He seems very noble and intelligent. Greetings once again, my lady.
I haven't seen many elven ladies in waiting.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, I see that you have no ladies in waiting. Is this usual for a noblewoman of your rank?
Maybe a little. I've never needed one.
That is a very Ferelden attitude, I think, to be so self-sufficient.
How did you come to know Lady Landra?
My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter.
You have a daughter?
Forgive me, I shouldn't have mentioned her.
It's quite all right.
Her name is Amathine. Her father died of a wasting sickness 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. He is with the Maker now.
It sounds like Lady Landra has been good to you?
Lady Landra is good to her elven servants. That is not true in many households, but I hear it is in yours. It speaks well of your father to show such compassion.
Tell me more about yourself.
I am an open book, my lady. What would you like to know?
Where were you born?
Lady Landra's manor is not half so large as your castle, so my family lives in the alienage.
This is gonna come off sounding real out of touch, but do you enjoy living there?
There we do not stand out quite so much. In an alienage, my daughter learns what it means to be elven. As much as possible, so much of our history has been lost.
And what do you think of humans?
That is an awkward question. What do you mean?
Do you find them very different from your own people?
Sometimes, but to be honest, we elves have lost much of our history. Few speak our language anymore, and many do not know what being elven means. We live amongst you, worship as you do, sing the same songs, eat the same foods. I am a Ferelden woman, yet my race will always set me apart.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
Of course.
Good
Farewell,
evening.
my lady. Good luck on managing this castle in the coming months. I imagine it shall be very difficult.
Make sure there's nothing to grab over here.
Hello, my dear girl. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Still the same taskmaster, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
Certainly. I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Coastland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
When was our line founded?
Records are vague. But the Coastlands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
During the lycanthrope plagues.
Good. I'm pleased some of my lessons seem to have stuck. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Coastland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern.
We predate the founding of the kingdom, yes?
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady.
Watch it, dude. But let's go with I'm doing the best I can.
It seems you've already plumbed the depths of your potential, then. A pity. At any rate, your family has held the Tournure of High Ever since before King Calenhad united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elethea Coastland battled Calenhad to maintain High Ever's independence.
And Calenhad let us keep the Tierner.
Calenhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elethea's men were defeated, Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
So we opposed the king.
The Coastlands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Calenhad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Calenhad's army reached High Ever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Calenhad won.
Tell about our relationship with Arl Howe.
The history between the Coastlands and the Howes reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
When did Orlais occupy High Ever?
During your grandfather's rule. Of course, Orlais found it difficult to hold these lands. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near High Ever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the Tourneur's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
Unfortunate, but we couldn't lose Harper's Ford.
Correct. That caused a rift between the two families, as you might imagine. The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Loghain, just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Cailan, to fight the Darkspawn.
Time to end the lesson, I think.
Thank you for indulging an old man.
Oh, does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Damn, that's myself all this. Why do you do this?
That was some premium mumbling voice acting right there.
Good evening, my lady.
Oh, and he's asleep. Great.
Mother says the Darkspawn will all be killed and I won't see one. Is that true?
Alright. Where was my brother again? Double check. Okay, looks like I do have to go past my mother. Right, because I've been in there. Can't get through that door. Or this one. Or that. That's where Fergus is. One last room to check. And doesn't look like there's anything here. Alright, time to see my brother.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
No Darkspawn could harm Fergus.
He is as mortal as anyone, despite his refusal to believe.
Now, love, no need to be grim.
I wish I could go with you.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those Darkspawn myself.
In Antiva, a woman fighting in battle would be unthinkable.
Is that so? I always heard Antivan women were quite dangerous.
With kindness and poison only, my husband.
This from the woman who serves me my tea.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden in the castle?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that. Did he say why he's come?
He's going to test Sir Gilmore.
Good for him. I hope he makes it. If I were a Grey Warden, though, I'd have my eye on you. Not that Father would ever allow it.
Do you really think the war will be over quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
You'll be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
I bring a message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
Fergus will be fine.
I keep telling you, no Darkspawn will ever best me.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Oren. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, Mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you?
Mother can handle herself. Always has.
It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those Darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Okay. What's wrong, boy? Someone out there?
My lady, help me! The castle is under attack!
Well, that is no good. Can I get some clothes on, maybe? That would be nice. Start with that. The UI is a little rough at the moment. I downloaded something to make it bigger, because if it wasn't, you know, looking like this, it would be so tiny. So for the moment, this is what we're gonna do. I will see if I don't like it, then I can try to fix it with some of my mod settings. Okay, well now I'm not naked, which is a good start. And let's get my hotbar in order. There we go. Let's put the poison up here. And my combat stuff over here. Okay.
And I'm
go. See? Pocket sand.
How amusing!
Oh, it's Housemen! That's right, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. That his men actually came here as well. Do you have abilities? We've got a growl. Penalty to defense. Okay. I know that there's a way to, like, change their AI. I cannot remember at the moment where it is, so we will just have to do without... Oh, it's this. It's tactics. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's set to automatically growl. And I am set to use dirty fighting. Good. I'll probably mess with those more off camera. Oh. While I'm at it, I should put my healing potions on my bar as well.
Now let's see, which one first?
Tell us!
Oh, time to play?
Me and the dog are doing
Darling,
quite well.
I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What's going on?
A scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Howe's men. Why would they attack us?
I don't know, Mother, but we need to get out of here.
Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
Maybe he stayed up with our Howe.
We must find him.
Sounds like the battle's downstairs. Oh, but we need to check on Oriana and Orin as well.
And trust his mercy. What if the soldiers went into your brother's room first? Let's check on them quickly. Then we'll look for Bryce downstairs.
Oh, we got some level ups.
No! My little Orin. What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
I'll make them pay.
How is not even taking hostages? He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor fuckers. Let's go, I don't want to see this.
I'm going to take a moment to level up here. Let's see. Have I unlocked specializations? I believe that carried over from last time I had this installed. I'm going to add 2 to strength and 1 to cunning, I think. Ooh, definitely have to go with coercion. And let's see. For rogue, where shall I put this? Let's do a dual weapon sweep. It's a little more of like an AoE. And level you up as well. You're gonna get con and a strength. Oh, and you don't get any abilities. Okay. Dual weapon sweep. Put you there.
Going. Tisk, tisk.
You're dead!
Going.
Oh, dear Landra.
All right.
I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here.
Looks like we'll need to double check chests and whatnot. They've reset. That or those doors weren't open before, I can't remember.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere.
Well, then we should take the fight to them.
Don't be foolish. You would throw your life away? The front gates. That's where your father must be.
Is there nothing else we can do?
I have my treasury key. We could go there first and take the Kuslan sword from the vault. If anything is worth fighting to keep out of Hal's hands, it's that sword. But it may be a dangerous path.
Then let's go to the treasury.
If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servant's entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
I want Hal dead.
Then survive and visit vengeance upon him.
Okay, where's the treasury? So, turn right, and the large room there.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
Don't be a coward. Stand and fight.
Yes, my lady. Here they come!
Ha! Let's wipe them out quickly. Let's do this quickly, shall we? Yes. We will not be defeated! And I'm off. This for my arrow!
We'll have to go around.
How dare you! How dare you come here! Yes.
Thankfully, that's all of them.
Tisk, tisk!
Thank Kendraste.
What? We will not be defeated!
The Kusans are not far for the like of you.
Blast it! Oh no!
Come and face me if you dare.
Well, she wasn't wrong about this being the dangerous path. Nope. Get back there.
Yes!
Make her have
Fortunately,
mercy
the
on your soul.
interface is not always the easiest, but That is the unfortunate part of some of these old games.
Ha! Let's wipe them out quickly. Go.
Get that mage.
All right.
Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lady, you're both alive. I was certain Howe's men had gotten through.
They did get through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe. Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, your ladyship. Thank the Maker you two are unharmed. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Howe's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
We need to find Father.
When I last saw the Terran, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
Alright. Anything to grab in here? Doesn't look like it. What about... Okay, there's the treasury.
We're getting close to the treasury. The Kuzlan family blade lies inside. Use that key I gave you. That blade cannot fall into Howe's hands.
Quite a few things in here.
Yes.
Scale armor and a shield. We'll check out our inventory here in a second. Shield of Highever and the family sword. Okay. Let's see. Family sword is an upgrade. And I don't think I can put this in my... Yeah, that's main hand only. So I can't put that in my offhand. That's main hand only as well. Armor. Can I use scale? I can. More fatigue. But more armor. I'll do it for now. Unless... Yeah, I'll do it for now. I'll lose my bonus, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, I've got a few items from the DLCs as well. That is a mage belt. Oh, I got a regular health poultice as well as lesser. I'll put my dog whistle on there too, because that will help when we have more party members. I'll be able to have my dog as well. Yeah, he doesn't have anything he can wear yet. What about you? Should I give you? Yeah, I'll give you a mace and a dagger. Just so you're not entirely unarmed anymore. Stunned.
You did well, my dear.
Okay, need to get out to the larder. So, up and around.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it.
Oh, but that's right, we can't go through there. We have to go through the main hall. Was there a way to get into the rooms over here? Yeah, looks like there still is.
Malol has escaped.
Let's wipe them out quickly. Look over there! That won't stop me!
We have won this battle, but we cannot waste more time.
Something in here? Okay. They are everywhere, aren't they?
How about you then? Make a guide my hand.
Oh, more level ups. Let's hit cunning to 18 and ring constitution up. I'm gonna pick up dual striking for now. I may not use that very often because it allows you to do more damage, but you don't deal crits or backstabs, which is kind of a bit of a pain for a rogue.
Yes. And I'm off.
Oh, dog leveled up.
Going.
Run! We must get out! They're slaughtering everyone!
Huh. Yes.
Wow, there's a bunch of you.
We will not be defeated!
Let's level up this dog. I'm probably going to put all of his into con and strength. I might put some in dex eventually. For right now, con and strength I think are good. Ah, let's do the Dread Howl. AoE stun. Always good. That's the larder. Let's make sure there's nothing else before we go in there.
There you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding!
Hal's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
We need to get you out of here.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Then we'll stay and defend you.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go!
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
And take vengeance.
Yes. Vengeance.
Bryce, no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the turn is correct. Howe's men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The turn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My daughter helped me get here. Make her be praised.
I am not surprised.
Thank you for saving my father.
I fear your thanks are premature. I doubt I have saved him.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, I beg you. Take my wife and daughter to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
But what if something has happened to Fergus?
The king will see justice done. The Grey Wardens, however, must face the Darkspawn above all else.
He is right, bub.
I will take the Tyrna and your daughter to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then your daughter joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
But what if Fergus is dead?
We will inform the king, and he will punish Hal. I'm sorry, but a Grey Warden's duties take precedence even over vengeance.
Hal thinks he'll use the chaos to advance himself. Make him wrong, bub. See that justice is done. Our family always does our duty first. The Darkspawn must be defeated. You must go. For your own sake and for Ferelden's.
I will, Father. For you.
We must leave quickly, then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our daughter will not die of Hal's treachery. She will live and make her mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
We can find another way. We can fight.
So we all die? No. Your place is now with the Grey Wardens. Mine is with your father, at his side, to death and beyond.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life, and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen. I didn't expect
a royal welcome?
I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Yes, Your Majesty. My name is Alyssa.
Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father.
He's not coming. He died when our castle was taken.
Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds.
When will he return?
Not until the battle is over, I fear. Until then, we cannot even send word. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being.
So long as Arl Howe pays, I'm happy.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining, in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
I need to find Fergus.
You heard what the king said. He is scouting in the wilds and beyond contact. Be patient. He will return.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
All right. And with that, I believe it will be time to end our first episode. About to enter Ostagar properly. Let's, take a minute. Look at our Codex. We've got 3 codices for creatures of the Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. First Blight. Threnodies, chapter 8, verse 7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. A blight. The Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters, and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. And lastly here, the rat. What are you, mad? Even the most giant of rats isn't going to present that much of a problem to anyone larger than a cat. Even the stories in the archives that tell of the blight-touched rats still only attributed them with the ability to spread the plague. The rats themselves got no larger than perhaps 3 feet in length, covered in sharp, bony spikes and boils. Disturbing, certainly, but dangerous? This is no fantasy conjured by madmen, young man. You have much more important creatures to concern yourself with. Transcript of a lecture given by Nalia, Senior Enchanter of Hosberg, 844 Blessed. Note, she was later eaten by a blight rat in 846 Blessed. God, that's the sense of humor that I love. Alright, that will do it for this episode. I'll cut the recording here, and I will see you next time.